So the next exercise that we're going to do is a bridge, which again is probably a pretty familiar exercise to a lot of people. And we're just going to talk about it and how we teach it in the Pilates method. So again, first we're going to look at that stability through the shoulder girdle and through the arms. This is the first key piece. So when talking about the setup, we're looking at pressing the arms down into the mat, trying to connect back through the tops of the shoulders, all the way down through the triceps, through the forearms, the wrists, and the palms. So if she does that, she probably already feels a connection through her triceps and arms here. We want to keep that so that when we go into the exercise, there's not any collapsing or rounding through the upper body. Then we start with that neutral position of the pelvis, so the tail is not curled up. Go ahead and do that and tuck the spine. Good. And we're not overarching in that position. You can kind of see what that does to the rest of her body when she does those two positions. So we find something that is neutral, and that's our starting point. Then from here, we're going to ask her to curl her spine up, starting with the tail. So you start to lengthen the tail up, keeping the shoulders open, keeping energy out through the top of the head. Beautiful. And just stay there for a moment. Breathing here, pressing down through the arms and through the feet. The feet are really important to find that connection through the hamstrings and glutes here, so that the effort is not all in the lower back. Then as she lowers down, we're going to ask to start at the very top of the spine, so start to melt down from the very top, through the middle, all the way to the bottom until finally she releases back into that neutral position of the spine. Really good. Let's do it one more time and add a leg lift. So go ahead and curl up, pressing through the feet, through the balls of the feet, the toes, the big toe, the little toe, and the heels. And then here, if she has the strength and stability, we can ask her to take the right leg and send it straight up in the air. Excellent. And holding here again, asking to keep the pelvis really neutral and symmetric. And then go ahead and lower that leg down. Good, and bend it. And then we'll just lift the left leg, pressing it up. Excellent. And if there is an injury or any asymmetry, we would see that here, and one side would probably dip down more than the other. And we could work on strengthening those muscle groups. And then go ahead and lower back down, feeling length out through the thighs and the knees, as well as the head, to create a longer spine than when you started. Very good. We're going to do a straight leg lift on the belly, really focusing on what muscle groups are engaging. So a lot of times we can be really strong, especially with runners or cyclists. The quads and hamstrings can sometimes be really, really strong, but the glutes might not be firing in the way that they need to again, get the most effective and efficient movement. So what we're going to ask Marcy to do is just lift one leg up off the table. Good. And then lower it back down. And she's done these before, so she knows how to do it very well. But what we're looking for, I'm going to place my hands onto her glutes and onto her hamstrings for the left side. I'm going to ask her to engage her left glute first, which can be a little tricky, and then lift the leg up off the table. Exactly. And then keep that glute engaged as you lower the leg back down, and then release. Very nice. Again, very different. Go ahead and do it, just not really thinking about engaging the glutes, and just lift and lower. So a lot of times hip extension, leg lifts can get into the back muscles and kind of cause some compression and discomfort back here. And oftentimes the hamstrings will be overpowering the movement, avoiding a really strong muscle group, which are your glutes, and we can again get more efficient movement and activity out of it if we engage the glutes.